And so tonight she's here to present Grown Up Rainbow Children's Play Shop. So it sounds like we're going to be playing tonight.
You are playing tonight.
That's great. Sam states that what she really loves to do is to help people remember who they truly are, to recall their innate skills, and realize their direct connection to the creative force. We're looking forward to our playtime with you, Sam.
Okay.
Please help me welcome Sam Shields.
Just to get me oriented here, how many of you guys suspect you have some innate intuitive abilities hidden underneath? Yeah.
Some, yes.
So, yeah. Anybody feel like they have trouble keeping other people's emotions or thought feels separate from their own? Like they take on other people's stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody think their beliefs create their reality?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm a Theta Healer, practitioner and instructor. So I do healing sessions we heal the physical body and we identify and change limiting belief programs. The ones that either came in through your ancestors, life is hard, nothing's worth anything unless it's hard work, those kind of programs. And stuff that you created in this lifetime. Usually erroneously, you created it sometime when you were little, and then as you grow up it no longer serves, but it still drives you. So that's what we do. We work with the theta wave, which is one of the brain waves that we all have. And we're trained to tap into the brain wave, and I teach other people to tap into theirs because everybody's got 5 different brain waves. You've got one that's dominant at any given time. When I'm talking, I'm in theta. So when we go into theta, when I go into theta, if I touch you, you'll go into theta. We good? Okay. If I go into theta while I'm working with you, I can help you make instant healing changes, both physically and the belief programs that are running you. So the reason I created this particular play shop is because I've been doing a talk lately called Secrets to Thriving as an Empath on Planet Earth. And it's been very, very popular. I chose the word empath because a lot of what I've been hearing in my practice is that people can't keep their emotions separate from other people's emotions, and they're feeling everybody else's stuff, and they can't keep their moods stable and happy if they're around other people that are not stable and happy and that kind of stuff. So then I started working on this play shop a little bit, and we're just going to do a little taster of it tonight. And we're going to do a few games. 2 nice games that will start to teach you the difference between other people's energy field or emotional content and yours. So, there's only so much I can drop on you in one little session, but I thought, what can I do to show people to start discerning their energy field or their emotional content from somebody else's? So that's why I created this little program, or this little play shop. Very briefly, my story, a couple of you guys have heard this. My mom had a stroke, and I was trying to help them, Dad and Mom, manage it, and I was tanking. So I just felt like I had to go find something super magical to keep me afloat, and I found Theta Healing. And my whole life has changed. I was able to help my mom, I was able to help my dad, I was able to manage this stroke. It was like 3 grisly years. And I pretty much stayed here. When I before Theta Healing, I was at max stress or low. And I couldn't, everything was just a tragedy. And Theta Healing just really calms you down. It's like the peace zone. And it teaches you how to get there and stay there no matter what's going on around you. And it really saved us. And then my whole life has changed since then. Every area of my life has blossomed into what I can imagine it to be. Because the truth is, we can all manifest whatever it is we imagine. That's the truth. We can manifest instantly. What's blocking us is belief programs saying we can't. Whether it's, and they all relate back to I'm separate from Creator, or the creative field, the source, the universe, whatever it is you want to call it. Because in Theta Healing, it's not a religious situation. It's like there's, if you've ever seen a dead plant next to an alive plant, you can see the alive plant has something running through it. It's got an energy running through it, and that's what I'm talking about. That, you guys have all had a moment of synchronicity in your lives, right? Where, how did that happen at that time? How did that, oh my gosh, I asked for exactly that and I got that. And that's the kind of magic that we're talking about with Theta Healing. We clear all those programs. The more belief programs that you clear that don't serve you, the more open you are to that magic to imagine stuff, and then it falls into place. Which is, it's changed my life, and it's changed the lives of all my clients and students. It's just a beautiful thing. So I do these talks to teach people about the possibilities of Theta Healing, whether you come to me or you go to somebody else. It's never to mine, but it's a passion of mine to show people what they could have for themselves, because we all have the Theta wave. So you could all do this for yourselves. And I work with a lot of moms. They use it with themselves. And because we're all, time doesn't really work in the way we think it works, forward and back. It's all happening at the same time. So that's why you can heal forward and back, because we're all part of the same quantum field. So if you change you, it changes, because we're connected by DNA, right? So if you change your DNA, change your belief programs, your children shift. Your parents will shift. And then usually the people around you shift as well. Or they lose their interest in your vibration and they wander away. So the people in your lives that you don't enjoy all that much, that trigger you all the time if you shift you, they'll either shift with you or they're just no longer drawn to you, because we're all vibration, drawn to the same vibration. So you shift your vibration, and all the things that you attract into your life shift as well. So you just start shedding the stuff that doesn't work for you anymore. So that's my story. I don't want to talk too much about it, because it's not the funnest part of the play show. We're going to do a couple of things. Now, because there's so few of you guys, I can do this. Let me do this way. I would like each of you to walk towards one of these envelopes and leave something of yours in the envelope, like a ring, a watch, something out of your wallet, something that you've touched. You will get it back, I promise you. So I've moved these envelopes around the room so we don't see what you put in them. So if you wouldn't mind, choose an envelope and go put something in it. A ring, a necklace, an earring. Although if you're wearing 2 earrings, take them both off, because we'll know. Anything that has your energy imprint on it is fine. Okay, so there's envelopes over here. Grab an envelope and don't show us what you're putting into it. And then if you would, bring it back to this table. So there's an envelope there, there's an envelope there, there's one here. It's okay if I see it, but you don't want each other. Here's an envelope right over there. I'm going to put that right over there for you so you can have a little privacy. Where do you want them? Put them right on up here, yeah. Okay. Just put them on up here.
Is there another envelope?
Yep, there's tons of envelopes. All right. So once you put your thing in it, now I think we should make a circle because there's only a few of us. So let's get ourselves in a circle here. Sit down. Oh, it's nice and warm in here, Bob. It's changed. Oh, you turned it on? Well, I was here about in the first, one of the very first ones that was here. That's how long ago I was here. It was one of the very, did you have this?
It was before, yeah, it was all here. But I think it was because we didn't do anything in the summer, so it would have either been April or May or something.
Just
Mhm.
it was in the spring.
Yeah, like
in the
a
spring,
lot
so-
longer.
Yeah, no, yeah, need one more. But, we cranked it up a little earlier today.
Because you were expecting me at 7. That's
We
okay.
didn't
I
give
thought
up
that was a weird time. I thought 7:30. Oh, she must have thought people need to eat dinner. That's what I was thinking.
Now we were able to send some healing to a friend, so that was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, I hardly ever sit down. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to hand you one of these. I'm going to take you up into the theta state. So you just park this on your lap. You don't look at it.
I want to make sure it wasn't mine.
I know. All right, so I'm going to take you guys up into the theta state. It's a very, very simple meditation. It's very fast and it's beautiful. And I'll tell you, Vianna Steibel, who's the founder of Theta Healing, she has the video on YouTube. So I can't recommend it enough. If you feel nothing today, don't worry about it. It's just likely you don't have any neuron receptors in your brain to feel it in the way that you go, whoa. But every single time you go up, you'll build more neuron receptors and you'll feel it more. So after today, if it even remotely jazzed you, or you felt like, oh, I just feel a little better, just go to YouTube and you can go with Vianna. She'll do exactly what I'm going to do here. And if you went up once or twice a day, or if you're having a hard day, or if you're having a freak out day or a crisis day, and you go up, it will chill you out, it will calm you down, it will bring you back to a level that you can really manage things, and it's a real peace zone. So if you feel nothing today, don't worry, it's okay. It just means you need to do it a few times before you get a real sense of what it is. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling once you get enough neuron receptors in you to feel it. So that's all I want to say. All right, so everybody, just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, just slow your breath a little bit, maybe against the back of your teeth. Just to slow your breath out, relax your muscle fibers. Nice big inhale through the nose. Just let your shoulders relax and your chest relax. We're going to use your imagination here, the image center of your brain, to take you to the theta wave. So I want you to bring your awareness in your heart space, whatever that means to you. Go down into your heart space. Just imagine what's there for you. Your heart space is whatever you want it to be. Mine is an amber room. It has a water feature and a fire feature, but yours can look like the forest. Whatever you want to imagine there, snuggled up next to your heart. That's your heart space. Okay? Now I want you to take your awareness from your heart space all the way down into the center of the earth. All the way down. And there's some beautiful energy there. And gather up some of that energy for yourself. Whatever that means to you, just gather up. It's endless, this energy that's there. So gather up this energy. Gathering, gathering. And then you're going to draw that energy back up through the earth, up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, drawing it up through your torso. Your chakras are all spinning nicely. Up, drawing it right up above your head. It's okay, I'll take care of it. Just continue. So your awareness is above your head. It's in a beautiful, bright ball of light. Okay? Imagine just being in that ball of light. Imagine, what color is that light for you? You can see out of the light. Your awareness is in this ball of light just above your head. Then you're going to send this ball of light straight out past the stars. You're going to go through layers of light and dark and light and dark. Keep going up. You're going to pass through a beautiful golden light. As you go up, you're going to go into a jelly-like substance and you'll see flashes of the color of the rainbow. Look up, you're gonna see pink. Go towards that pink, let that pink send you into the most beautiful sparkling white light you can imagine. And go deeper into that light, and deeper. This is the theta state in here, where the creator of all that is. Go deeper into that light. And then imagine that ball of light around you just softly dissipate, okay? And your atoms spread out into that field of white light. And they spread out, and they spread out so far you can't tell the difference between you and the white light. Okay? And then allow that white light to wrap around every atom of you. This is unconditional love here. Let that unconditional love wrap around every atom of you, bringing every atom of you up to that perfect vibration of unconditional love. Good. Now staying there, I want you to just hang out there. And then I want you to focus on what's in your envelope. You don't have to touch it any more than you're touching it right now. But I want you to focus. We're going to say, I'm going to make the command creator of all that is request us to help us, give us clues about the person who owns this article in my envelope, who's left an energy imprint on this article in my envelope. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. That's the command I'm going to make for all of us. You can say that in your head if you want to make that command for yourself, creator of all that is. It is requested to help me, to show me something about the person whose object is in my envelope. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Show me. And then I want you to just relax and see anything you see, hear anything you hear. See if you get an image, a feeling, a sense of the person, anything that comes to you. Just anything, the littlest thing that flits by your psychic field, just grab it and say, that's it. Anything that you say to yourself, oh, I'm just imagining it, that's it too. Whatever you see. All right, then open your eyes. Okay, so I took you up into the theta state, and then I threw an exercise at you. Because you were there anyway, I'm going to take you up again just to show you what it's like, but I'd really like now to go around and see what we got. So anybody want to start and see and say what they saw, heard, felt, suspected, whatever little tiny thing? Why don't we start here? Since nobody's volunteering. What'd you get?
Well, that was a nice place to be with all my atoms just scattered about.
Yeah.
And, the body kind of fell away and it was just the space and the light and kind of formless, but beautiful.
Oh,
And this is, I think it's either mine or Barbara's.
oh.
So I don't know.
So tell us what the feeling is. Why do you think that?
Because I think it's a pendulum. And
So do you know anything about that else about that pendulum? Any feeling? Any memory? Sometimes it's a lyric to a song. You never
Okay.
know.
well, I could see Barbara's hand. So
Oh, you can see.
I pictured it when I thought of what was in here.
Wow.
So-
So open it up and see what you got.
Mine.
That's wild. You got your own.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. Very good. Good work. Okay. Now listen, you guys, if you got nothing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a game, okay? We're just learning. And I want to assure you that every time you go through something, I'm training your brain. right? And it's like the first push-up you ever do, you're like splat. And then you go, okay, we're doing them on the knees. And then you do a few on the knees for a few months, now you're like, oh, I think I can do a whole one. You're like, yeah, I can do a whole one. And then after 6 months, you're doing a few push-ups, right? So, but you don't, the first time you do push-ups, you don't go, oh, I'm such a failure. I'll never do push-ups. You're like, no, I just tried it once and I got to build up that muscle. It's the same thing here. So fear not. If you got nothing, we've just trained you once. I've taken, your brain is going to read from my brain what we want you to do. So it's okay if you got nothing, but nobody got nothing. Okay, what do you get?
Well, from just closing my eyes and I don't know if it's because I know her a little bit better than, oh, no, not really though. But again, it was Barbara. It was just,
You're in everybody's
it was just her profile and her thing every time that I tried. And I couldn't decipher exactly what it is. It feels like a very bit of creepy. And I don't know, but she's the only one that I could.
You've been touching everybody's pen.
Yeah, you've been touching. Only my guess.
Okay, no, hang on though.
Yes.
When I'm not asking you
Yes.
to guess whose stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're asking.
No, I just want to know what you felt off this piece. That's why, and you said you saw a hand. That's a psychic information there. She saw something. But you could have heard something. The first time I did this exercise, I got a distinct scent of bourbon and mint. And I was like, what is that? And I said to the person, because we did it in pairs, bourbon and mint. He goes, well, that's my grandmother's ring, and that was her favorite drink, mint juleps. And I smelled it, so I was very, very sure. Because in the middle of a room like this, it was like bourbon and mint, and I don't even know what bourbon smells like, really.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what came to me. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to make any sense to you. And this is, are there any healers here? Any people that work as healers? Yeah. Any of the rest of you guys feel like you may have been healers at one time, or you're just the kind of people that are caring and taking care of people? Because you don't have to actually be a healer in this lifetime to be a healer in this lifetime, right? Okay. So, what do you get?
Well, I did feel what you did. It was very nice and it was cloud-like and all that. But I have done this experiment once before on myself when I lost my ring, and then I concentrated on it.
And you found it? Right on.
So
So just close your eyes for a sec and just feel into that envelope. And does anything else besides what it is or whose it is come up for you? An emotion, or, sometimes it's a lyric to a song that gives you a clue. You can't, when you're reading for someone, you don't count anything out because you don't know. I said to somebody the other day, why am I singing elephant? She said, oh, elephants are my favorite. I've got elephants all over my head. If I had thought to myself, that's dumb, she wouldn't have made that connection with me. But right away, I knew she had a love for elephants and that were very important to her. I don't know why, but that doesn't matter. She bonded with me in that moment and was able to have a beautiful healing because I saw an elephant and I didn't judge myself. I just said elephant. So, what you got? Anything else?
well, when I close my eyes this time, it's a really, really bright light. It's
Oh.
sort of shining out. It's almost not a moonlight, but it's
Wow.
shining.
Okay, so feel into that envelope. Can you tell us anything about that person? So just close your eyes and ask the Creator, Creator, show me something about this person. Show me something, anything at all.
No, not really.
Okay, so bright light, that's a lot, right?
Yeah,
So
I know it. try to imagine something.
No,
you know, they-
that's
so I
fine.
think that'd be awesome.
You already got lots, so let's open it up and see what we got. Whose thing we got there?
Very small.
Better not be yours, because that'd be too funny.
It's 2 pairs of earrings.
That's
And I know her very well.
Now, what I got when I read into you reading them, and I'll just say, what I saw, did not look like a whale, but I thought whale. And then I sat there and I thought, but what is it I'm looking at? And I was looking at 2 sea turtles. Does either of that make any sense to you? No? So she may a week from now go, right? Or she may run into something tomorrow, or you may run into something tomorrow. I never judge what I see. Because too many times my people have come back to me and said, oh, you know that thing I told you, I had no idea what you were talking about? Yeah, and that's okay. Like, you don't judge when you're doing this work. You just let it be, okay? So.
I was in the field and the soft white bright light, and that's it.
Okay. So when you feel into that envelope.
I think these might be my keys. Kind of.
Okay, before you open it up. Well, usually I take a box, but it's too hard to hide stuff. So this was my big idea. Yeah, if you think they're your keys, I was going to say, can you read into the person? But if they're your keys, you'd be like, oh. Open them up.
Yeah.
So you guys are tuned in.
you're the one that was tuned in and gave us our own stuff.
Oh, creator. Creator's very funny. Okay.
And funny here too. I think it's mine.
Wow. Now,
And I got a color green, and mine are not green, but I did have
you
a
got a color green.
And I got the word chunky,
Oh.
which should, that would fit.
That would fit. That makes
That would
sense if
fit
it's
with
your
the-
stuff. Yeah. All right, let's open it and see.
You said it's not green.
Oh,
That's right, it's not green, it's not green, but yes.
It's yours.
You know, I'm established. Oh, no, not necessarily.
That's funny.
This is really narrowing it down.
It sure is. But you don't have your own, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like mine.
Yeah. So what was your experience there?
I got hung up on the fact that as soon as you said Vivian Stiebel or
Vienna style.
Diana Stiebel,
Yeah.
I thought, I know that. And then I realized that I've had her books. And I started reading them, but I don't have them now, they're somewhere else. And when you did the meditation, she takes you up into layers.
Yeah.
Unlike
I just gave
anyone
you
else.
her- Yeah, that's hers.
And so as far as this goes, I had the word knowledge and a big old book.
A big old book.
Yeah.
Wow. Any other details about the book?
You know, one of those books with all parchment paper in it. Just
Oh, wow.
But I'm sure there's no.
No. That doesn't mean it won't have significance, right? Wow, that's a lot of information. That's like, okay. So you didn't know you'd be getting a Vienna Stiebel teacher today?
No, I had no idea.
Rare. All right, so let's see what you got.
I think I know who this belongs to.
At last.
Finally.
5 minutes.
sense, right? The knowledge in the book.
Yes, it does.
It makes total sense. And I met her 10 minutes ago. That makes sense. All right.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
This is not unusual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing on the meditation and nothing on the envelope.
No, I mean, I pictured things sort of, okay, yes, I'm going here and here, but as far as seeing or hearing, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so close your eyes for a second. May I touch your shoulders?
Mhm.
So just close your eyes for a second. And just feel into whatever's in that envelope. And tell me if anything comes up in your imagination.
Lipstick.
That's a lot. Okay, so what do you got? Did you see lipstick or the word lipstick?
No, it just came that way. Yes, very
No,
strange.
no.
It's a pen.
Whose pen is that?
It's mine, actually, isn't it?
No, maybe
Short
it's
water
not.
resort.
I did have one on the floor down here somewhere, but don't worry, it's on the floor.
Oh, yeah, Now, that was great that you allowed something to come up. It doesn't matter, like, I was not asking you guys to guess what was in the thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to take note that stuff comes across your intuitive field. And we're not finished yet, I realize that, but when, you know, usually the first challenge is people saying to themselves, I'm just imagining it. Yeah, you are. That's what we're asking you to do. Your image center. Your image center is where everything starts when you're talking about manifesting. We've brought it down into being, oh, it's just your imagination. That's cultural. Everything that ever is manifested starts in the imagination. It comes from nowhere. It goes into the imagination. So an architect is thinking nothing. Then he thinks, oh, I'm going to build a new building, and then he imagines the building. And then he writes down the sketch, and then he orders the cement and the boards and the paint, then he hires the crew, and they put up the thing, and voila, they got a house. But where did it come from? It came from nowhere. Then it went into his imagination, and then it came through his imagination into the pen, then the sketch, then the house. That's how stuff gets manifested. And we usually think manifesting means we just imagine it and poof. Well, sometimes that does happen, but usually it's imagining, getting yourself out of the way, taking the action steps, and the universe falls into line with you to show you what to do and how to do it and what the timing is and all of that. So, what was your experience of that?
My first vision was something like a pink ball, kind of a nice pink ball.
Nice.
And then when going along with the others, I redid it myself. And I got a white, like a ring, but it wasn't a ring. It was just a white, kind of white light going round and around like a ring. But I haven't been able to get a word to get it.
So you don't need, every healer I work with, because I spend a lot of time with Diana and with all the other instructors, and everybody's is different. The way that everybody starts is different. Some people are clairaudient, they hear stuff. Some people see it, some people just know. You guys have had that experience. I just knew that. I just knew it. I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that. Clairsentience. That's the one where everything else is integrated. All the other clairs, right? The hearing, the seeing, the knowing. And there is such a thing as the smelling. And I call it clairsmelliance, but I know that's not true. I just made that up. But I didn't make up the smell thing because that is one of my skills. I smell stuff. And I'll be like, who's smoking cigarettes? And nobody is. But somebody's uncle who was a heavy smoker is blah, 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 right? So, and the more that I do the Theta meditation, the more I work with people, the more all of my skills integrate and get better. So even though I never endeavored to be a medium, the more I do work with all of the roadmap, the more I do work with all of my people, the more easily I hear stuff from their ancestors. And that's kind of thing is very provable because they're in the room. And, or the people will go, yeah, that's exactly what happened, right? So what do we got?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because that's the interesting one. It's got Whose is this?
It's mine.
It's yours.
It has a lot of power, so I thought, well, maybe she should get something for that, or somebody should have the circle.
Yeah, I got a circle.
I love the circle. And what is
Pink means love to me.
It's the double-headed eagle.
Ooh.
And my adopted native son found it on a schoolyard, and I gave it to the police for 3 months, and nobody claimed it.
Wow,
And I
it
was
was for
very afraid
you.
to wear it for a long time, thinking somebody was going to come up to me and say it was theirs. And then I was at a native gathering, and this fellow had the same emblem on the back of his cape. So I went and told him the story, and he said, "You're supposed to have that, and you should wear it all the time."
Wow.
And then magically we got back to our son's village up in a place called Gittinsville. And it was a settlement feast, and the feast was being the big poster up on the
Right?
Like, if you
Anybody
shoot
else got
yourself,
goosebumps? Yeah.
It's the double-headed eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by
Oh, wow.
synchronicity, right? That's what I meant by,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful.
What a
So
joy.
your reading was very accurate. No, that's exactly what I'm talking about,
Mhm.
synchronicity. And the magic of the universe to, you
And
know.
when my husband's an architect, and that was the only time he'd done a lot of commissions, and, you know, almost a lot of them globally, right? But he's done a lot. But the first time he'd ever been invited to that community of Giblin Silk, and it happened to be, it was our son's community, which we never knew. We adopted him at 13 months, but we never knew that that was where he was from. But we told him he was Simshin. They said he wasn't Mishka, you know, he didn't have anything right. And
You found it anyway.
we found it anyway.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you want to know the sad part? He wants nothing to do at 47 now with his connection. And yet he's been given all these opportunities that just came, but he's not. I find that pretty sad.
So he's got some stuff in the way.
Lots.
What he feels like he's gonna lose if he connects.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It was just a very
No, you know, I mean, this is what I teach people in my classes when there's stuff like that they can't control. You know, with Theta Healing, we understand that we are co-creators. And it's, in my mind, the creators up there, we have free will, right? And that's one of the laws of the universe that they're not going to bend. And I feel like they're up there going, you guys, like, just plan something so we can do something? It's really fun. Right, so they're literally waiting up there for us to say, it is requested or it is commanded this, so that they can do stuff with us. So when you don't know Theta Healing very well, and Theta Healing is not the only program, it's just that Diana has really made it her life work to teach us how to be able to do this for yourselves. It's not like hers is like, mine is the only one, and it's the only way you can connect to Creator. That's not her thing at all. It's, here's a way I've figured out to be connected to Creator, to do it simply, to do it easily, and to clear your programs that don't allow you to make that clear connection. That's what all Theta Healing is about. Every single class that you go through all the classes, is about clearing programs that block your pure connection to the Creator, so that you can connect up to that energy and make it happen. Like, you know, right? The more classes I do, the more quickly I can manifest whatever it is in my mind that I want. But when I'm in this kind of situation where I'm working with clients and they have, because lots of my clients have kids that are in situations where, etc. So I just have them download Unconditional Love. There's two things that you can do without somebody's permission. And that is download Creator's Unconditional Love for them and clear them of negative entities that are attached to their auric field. Everything else you have to ask permission for. Because their subconscious won't let go of a program unless they say yes. All of our subconscious belief programs, everything. I'm worthy, no. I'm good enough. I'm separate from God. If I make too much money, I'll be a jerk. Money is evil. Money is the root of all. Any of those programs, we created them at some point to keep us safe and alive.
Or
They
our
just don't.
parents, our parents did.
Or our parents, or the ancestors before the parents, right? Because those things can come down in our DNA from many, many. You know, my family was in Ireland when they ran out of food. They had to walk to Scotland. So they just decided life is really hard, so you just got to get down there and push. And when I was a kid, that was not my life, but I still had that program. So I was burnt out all the time. And I didn't need to be burnt out. I didn't have that life, but I was running that program still. So I changed the program. Now I work easy. I get more done, and I'm not burned out. I just changed the program. So back to you though. You can go up, and again, I told you guys on YouTube, you can go to Vienna, because you may not remember how to get there after just tonight, right? But you can go to YouTube and bring up hers, and it's like a 3-minute. It's no longer than what I just took you through. There are other ones on there, but Vienna asks that nobody else put theirs on, so you know if you're listening to somebody else, they've signed a contract and then done it anyway. So I don't like that, but you can do whatever you need to do, because sometimes the longer ones fit people better. But the short one, you can go up, and then when you get up there, you can make the command creator of all it is. It is commanded to download unconditional love from the creator on so-and-so. And you can just download them and download them and download them. You can do it all day long. So if they're hurt, if they're in the hospital, if they're freaking out, if they're whatever they're doing, you can, every night before I go to sleep, I go up and I do a healing on my dad. He's 83, he's in good shape, but he's got a dopamine situation, so they're calling it Parkinson's. I don't call it that, but that's the situation. I do a healing on him, and I download unconditional love on him every single night. And he'll call me and go, "Did you put me to sleep last night?" Like, yeah. He goes, "Thank you." I couldn't sleep. And then I went to sleep. Because it's energy healing, right? You can do it from anywhere. Now I have his permission to do healings on him, but I don't need his permission to download unconditional love. So you can work on people without working on them. First of all, if you work on yourself, your people will shift. Anybody connected to your DNA will shift, because your DNA is shifting and you're connected. So that's what I say to my moms. If you want to change your kids, come to class. Your kids will shift. Without even talking to them, they'll shift. Because you're changing your energy field. You're changing your DNA, so their DNA will shift. Now, it's up to them. They have free will. And, you know, as I always say, you know, whatever situation you're in is going to be a combination of your belief programs and the lessons that you're endeavoring to learn. So what do we do in Theta Healing? We clear your programs, so they're empowering programs instead of disempowering programs. And then we upgrade to complete the lessons, so you don't have to keep looking for situations. So if you need to learn patience, we just have Creator teach you that that lesson of patience is complete, so you don't have to keep drawing annoying people in your life, so you learn patience. Right? and you know, I'm proof positive that the whole process works, because my life has completely changed. You know, I was able to manage that really long, grueling situation with my mom and my dad. And, you know, a couple of years after my mom left the planet, my dad fell in love. He's madly in love 3 years later. He's 83. So, you know, if I hadn't been able to work with him, though, with Theta Healing, I don't know if he would have made it through to death. I don't know if he would have. He was headed straight down after she left. So, but, you know, you can make changes. It doesn't matter how dire things are. You can make changes. But if people have free will, if they don't want to change, they're not going to change. When I realized the power of free will, when I realized something happened with my mom where I suddenly understood that she had free will, that her and dad had free will, that they decided before they came here that that was the adventure they were going to go on, I went, oh, I see. Something happened to me, and I suddenly understood how to respect other people's free will, and that their lessons that they were endeavoring to learn are really more important than anything, right, to their soul or their spirit or whatever you want to call it. That's their road that they need to go on. The beauty of Theta Healing is that you can change your programs, so you don't have to go down the hard road. You can learn, we in our culture, we have this belief program that if it's not hard, it doesn't have any value. You have to work hard, that you have to learn the hard way, that things are hard if they're going to be good. None of that is true. If you ever seen a little kid learn something in a state of joy, they can learn stuff in a state of joy. If they don't have a program, it's hard to learn. That if it's not valuable unless it's hard won, then they can do things with great ease and joy. And that's what I've trained myself to do, is to change. Now I work with ease. I work more than I've ever worked, but I work with such ease, and I work through the Creator. Whenever I go into a session or a class or a play shop, I tell Creator, I make the command that Creator take the class for me, because they know you better than I know you. So I'm going to say the things that you guys need to hear, even though I don't know what to say. But the Creator knows what to say. The Creator knew who was going to be here before we did. They knew I'd be late. No, I wouldn't be late. You guys were early. All right. Now, does anybody need a 5-minute break before we go into the next game? Okay, I thought 5 minutes. All right.